right, Noville fans, welcome back to another Q&A Wednesday. Question for this week is, do I want to find my birth parents? Now, this is probably the #1 goal of any adoptee, not just a Korean adoptee, but any adoptee, is the goal of finding the birth parents. I still see this on a lot of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of. I mean, that's what people are looking for. They're looking to find their birth parents, or trying to find family of any kind that they can search for. But mainly, they're looking for birth parents. And that's the big focus. I think that's the big focus for most everybody. And I can tell you that when I was younger, and when I say younger, maybe teenager, in my 20s, that could have been of importance, was looking for my birth parents. And now that I'm at the age that I'm at now, I can find the desire slowly decreasing. And maybe it's because I know that as I'm getting older, the possibilities of finding them is getting slimmer because they're getting older. Or they could have been dead a long time ago. They could have been dead when I was born. They probably don't even exist. But if they do, the possibilities of finding them that I know of may be greater now than what it used to be back 20, 30 years ago, before all the technology that existed now with DNA and social media and everything else. So now that I know that we have the means of finding and contacting people, I would say that it's easier now to try to find most folks nowadays. Is the search or the desire to search still there? Absolutely. I would say that the desire is still there, but my want to really has diminished. I'm not really in search of my birth parents. If I find them, oh, that'd be great and wonderful. It really would be. But I really don't know what kind of a relationship that I would have with them. I don't know how much time I would have left to have a relationship with them. Would there be a language barrier? Of course there would be. Would they speak English? Because Lord knows I don't speak Korean to communicate with them. There'd be a lot of bridges there to try to build, to establish a relationship. And the only thing that I could figure out is that if there's even any other family members besides initial parents, like siblings and cousins and those kind of people, I think for me that's where the relationship would kind of have to be started to build from, not necessarily so much as the parents. And so I can see to where it would be nice to meet the parents, to let them know that, hey, thank you for the sacrifice that you made, one, for bringing my life to fruition, for giving me the chance and the opportunity to be born and to live in an orphanage and to be adopted out and to live in a family in the States and to just be alive and to have the opportunity. I think that's the biggest thing that people miss out on, is that at least give that child an opportunity to live and to make something of themselves. And that's all they want and need, is just an opportunity, a chance. Give them that. If anything, let them figure that piece out and give them a chance to survive and to be a productive member of society. And that's what I can do, is to thank them for that. I don't know how much of a relationship that I could have. I would love to know who they are. I would love to be able to find them. I would love to know if I have other family members that I could be able to get to connect with. And I would love for my kids and my future family, from my kids, to be able to connect with them and to know more of that side of them, and to have family for them to connect with and to know. And that, I think for me, that's the big missing key that I myself would love to have more identity to that. I may not ever find that in my lifetime, but I would love for that to happen for my kids. And that, to me, is the struggle, is that, you know, can I have that? Can I find that? If anything, not for me, but for my kids, basically. And that's what I would look for, and that's kind of what I would want to try to find, is to find the people and the family strictly for them, not necessarily for me. I would always love to know, and that's the desire of any Korean adoptee, is to always know. And I think those are the missing puzzle pieces that we want to have to fill in our lives, to kind of find answers. And people go at this for different reasons and for different, intent. I'm not going to sit there and ask reasons of why did this happen, why did that happen, why did you have to give me up? Because here's the thing, if I go into this situation and come to find out that my parents have, another 3 or 4 different kids besides me, is that going to hurt my feelings? It may. Why was I the only one that was adopted out? Is that going to hurt my feelings? Probably. But in hindsight, I'm kind of happy with what happened with my life. And I don't know what their struggles were. I don't know what their situation was whenever I, was conceived, and what the situation was. I don't know none of that. And I'm not going to hold them accountable for that. And it's not for me to say that you owe me anything, because you don't. You gave me life, period. You gave me an opportunity, period. Now, that's all I could have ever asked for. But now there's the questions of well, how come I have other siblings that stayed with you versus me? And that's true, but again, I don't know the situation, and I'm not going to sit there and question that. All I can do is be accepting of the situation, be forgiving, because really in essence, there's really nothing to forgive. I don't feel like I've been done a terrible injustice in that. Whatever the circumstances were, that was the circumstances. And if there's a way to connect and a way to have a relationship with other family members and establish bonds and relationships, and that's what I think, to me, is kind of what's important. And the past is the past. I can't change that. I can't change none of that, what happens. And listen, if you're a Korean adoptee out there and you struggle with wanting to find the answers of why, you're not going to find them. You're not going to find the answers that's going to satisfy your curiosity. Just accept the facts that you were put in a situation that you were in, and you were dealt the cards that you were dealt, and you were given the life that you were given, and you got to accept that. And you can't sit there and point fingers and say, well, why this and why that? You were given the opportunity to life, and you were given an opportunity to be placed with a family in the States, and hopefully it was a good family, hopefully that they took care of you, and hopefully you wasn't too much of a pain in the butt, kind of like I was to a certain point in my life. And you just have to deal with what you got to deal with, and you're not going to be satisfied with the answers that you're looking for. All you got to do is take the present and go and make a better future. And that's all I would want, is to find out what family members that I have, establish a relationship with them now, and in the future, I would love for my kids and for them and their generation to connect and to have a future. That's what I would want. And I would love to have as much of a future as I could possibly have while I'm still, you know, up above the earth. And whatever years that I have left and whatever years that they have left, to establish a relationship. And that's all I can ask for. And that's all we should be looking for. But trying to find answers for this and that of what happened in the past, you're not going to be satisfied. You're not going to find the answers you're looking for. Don't be in search of answers. You're not going to find them. You're not going to be satisfied with them. So just take the present, look to the future, and establish a future relationship. That's all I can tell you can do, because you're not going to be happy with the past. The past is the past. So the Bible tells you can't change the past. Don't try to change it. Don't try to look up answers that you can't find and change. It doesn't matter. So for me, I would love to reconnect. I would love to find people. I would love to establish relationships to help out in the future for my generation, for my kids. And that's all I can ask for. That's all I can do and to know. And again, it'll benefit me now for the years that I have left. It'll benefit my kids for their lifetime and their generation. And for me, that's what it's about. It's about them and their generation. And that's all I can ask for anything. I'm trying to find family. I'm trying to find parents. I'm trying to find whoever. Really, trying to find anything more about who I am. And if this journey of 366 birthdays in the year 2024 can help provide any more answers to who I am, then so be it. I would love for this to help generate some more answers, but not for the sake of me, but for the sake of my kids and for their generation. Because again, the answers that I find now, it won't benefit me long, but the more that my kids know more about their Asian side of things, that's what to me is worth it. So yes, I would love to find out who they are. I would love to find out more of that side of the family if it's possible. I would love to find out more of a lot of that, if you know, if that's possible at all. I would love for that to happen. And so if you're a Korean adoptee out there, hopefully you have the same goal as I do, is to establish the future relationships. I would love that to happen, and if it does, fantastic. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, because again, I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with what I've established, and I'm happy with what has been given. So hopefully that answers today's questions for you. If you have any comments about that, please do drop me a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, that's all I got for you. So catch you on the next one. See ya.